What's going on, everybody? Ben Yaconis here from the Wombo Combo Show, continuing on with our 32 for 32. This is day 30. I'm doing the Seattle Seahawks. For a quick recap on the Seattle Seahawks 2024 season, they finished the year 10-7, just missed out on the playoffs. Their leading passer, obviously Geno Smith, who they had all year last year, threw for over 4,000 yards, 4,320 to be exact. 21 touchdowns, did throw 15 picks, wasn't real careful with the football, but you're going to have that with Geno Smith. He's going to throw interceptions. Kenneth Walker was their leading rusher, 153 carries, only 573 yards, 7 touchdowns. He did deal with some injuries, missed a couple games here and there for them. And then Jackson Smith and Njigba became their number one wide receiver last season with 100 catches, 1,130 yards receiving, and 6 touchdowns. He is now wide receiver number 1 up there in Seattle. So for this year's free agency, the Seahawks were one of the more active teams in this year's free agency. They traded away Geno Smith to the Raiders for a 3rd-round pick. They traded away DK Metcalf to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2nd-round pick. Also looks like they're going to cut Tyler Lockett, veteran wide receiver. They also had some huge splash signings this free agency period. They signed Sam Darnold to a 3-year, $100 million deal, $55 million guaranteed, and $37.5 million in 1 year. This is a big signing for them. Sam Darnold coming off a huge year with the Minnesota Vikings. See how well he can do up there in Seattle with not as many weapons as he had. There's not as good of weapons as he had there in Minnesota. The Seahawks are trying to remedy that. They went out and signed Cooper Kupp to a 3-year deal worth $45 million. I like the signing. I think Cooper Kupp still got some ball left in him. He's a very nice slot guy. And I think he still can make separation, get open real quick for Sam Darnold. A couple guys they did get to re-sign. They re-signed Jaron Reed to a 3-year deal worth up to $25 million. And they also re-signed Ernest Jones to a 3-year deal worth $33 million and $15 million guaranteed. And they also signed DeMarcus Lawrence to a 3-year deal worth up to $42 million, $18 million guaranteed. That's also a nice signing. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, he might be a little bit outside of his prime, but still a solid edge rusher nonetheless. Rolling right ahead onto this year's draft, the Seahawks have the 18th pick in this year's 1st round. Their 3 biggest needs going into this year's draft is offensive line, pass catcher, wide receiver, or tight end. And their 3rd one would also be linebacker. With that 18th pick for the Seahawks, some of their needs, edge rusher, linebacker, offensive line. With that 18th pick, do the Seahawks go with one of their needs, or do they simply take the best available in the draft at that spot at 18? Just looking at mock drafts and everything, guys who can be there at 18, could be a Malachi Starks, Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall, Luther Burden III, James Pierce Jr., edge rusher from Tennessee, one of those guys. I believe if they do anything with that 18th spot, they could probably go get a really nice edge rusher to solidify the edges of their defense and getting after the quarterback. Could go with James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee. I feel like he would be a very nice pick to go alongside DeMarcus Lawrence, who they signed in free agency. Another route I could see them doing at that 18th spot, getting another wide receiver for Sam Darnold and company. You know, JSN is a nice young piece. Cooper Kupp is aging, getting older. They could use a solid 3rd wide receiver as well. Couple guys I could see falling to them at 18 for wide receiver, Luther Burden III, Emeka Ibuka from Ohio State as well. Just, pair him with another buddy from Ohio State with JSN. With that, that's going to wrap up this edition of our 32 for 32 on the Seahawks. Let us know in the comments what you guys think they should do in this year's draft. Should they just draft the best available? Should they go wide receiver? Should they go edge rusher? Let us know what you guys think they should do. So, all right, we'll see you next time, guys.